there's a little dash of nostalgia where something from the past comes into the present, but in sort of a sideways way. So it's sort of discreet, and maybe you catch it at first and maybe you don't. And then definitely our characters catch it. And then it becomes sort of this, like a nod to where we've been and where we are and where we're going to. And so I think that's, I think it'll be very exciting for people who have been with the show from the very beginning. 9 years ago, when I was cast on the show, I didn't know what my character was going to do or be, or how their history was, or who they were. And it got revealed about after 3 episodes that I was here that Arizona was gay. And I was like, all right, here we go. What's this going to be like? And all of a sudden, I would go into interviews and people were like, do you know that this is the first series regular gay character on network television? That's kind of amazing, but okay, all right. You keep going and you keep going. And then I think every year that passed, I would start to get letters from people who that meant something to. And now all of a sudden, instead of just, sort of trying to like stay in my lane and be as good of an actress as I possibly could, I realized that the storylines and what we were doing and the story we were telling was actually sort of meaning something to people in a personal way. And I think you hope for that as a storyteller, whatever part of storytelling you're a part of, whether you're a director or a writer. But I don't know that you actually ever get to gain access to knowing that it's affected someone. And no, watch, I'll cry. I know that it has. And I could not be more proud of that. I couldn't have expected that. I didn't expect it. I couldn't have hoped for it. But I feel very, again, privileged to be part of a storyline that has meant something to people in a way that has been reported as positive, and part of something that ushers in a kinder and more accepting part of what we've always known as life. That there's all sorts of people. The stories that are told, whether they are about a mother, a brother, a father, a sister, a husband, a wife, it just doesn't matter. They're all very sort of baseline human and very resonant for anyone and everyone, and sort of entertaining on that level. And we have incredibly heartbreaking storylines, and then we have incredibly absurd storylines, and then we have very funny and very sad, and it's sort of all over the place. And so I think that it mostly feels like this incredible hyper-real environment that's been created, just for you, even though obviously it's for everyone. We keep it fresh by showing up every day, not knowing exactly what's going to happen. I mean, I think that, when you're first when a show is first being created, and you saw in the first couple of years of the show where, actors were new to parts and they were creating those parts and they were finding out little pieces of information as they go, because it's a serialized show. It's the way that we tell stories is in episodes, and you don't know what's happened. We don't know what's happened in the future until it starts to happen, which creates this incredible zigzag of a road. But so often as an actor, you don't know what's going to happen. And then you sort of get very comfortable in knowing who you are. And so I've been playing Arizona Robbins for 9 years, and I feel very comfortable in knowing who she is. And so I can show up at work and sort of feel like there's a tremendous gift and privilege to having played something for so long, because you feel like almost anything you do probably is what she would do. And you can get a little more free, and you can get a little more impulsive, and yet, obviously you're tethered to a script, because we all show up and your lines and everything else. But there's a freedom, I think, in the past couple of years to that, and I think that that's what keeps it fresh. You know what your lines are, but you don't know what else is going to happen, and you don't know what's going to happen to your character in 2 episodes, 3 episodes, 5 episodes, 10 episodes, 300 episodes, and so that's exciting, and it keeps you on your toes. I had a 1-year-old little boy. And I was so excited. I'd spent the year at home with him, and I was super excited to get back to work. And also because I knew it was an ensemble, and because I knew I was a guest star, I was very hopeful that it would be the kind of schedule that would allow me to stay completely a mom, but also go out and do this thing that I loved, and work and earn and all that good stuff. And then I came here, and then I ended up getting cast as a series regular, and that 1-year-old is now 10, and he has 3 sisters. So that's a lot, right? That's a lot of life. And you don't know where it's going to go, but you just go. And I think that when you have the kind of team that we do, even through all the different iterations of cast and producers and writers and everything else, you know you're a part of something really good. And so you trust it, even when sometimes you do crazy things. And I feel that I have done crazy things.